Hey guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, then welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen, and today we are going to be watching Season 5, Episode 6 of The Expanse. I, as always, am very nervous and excited to get into it. As a recap, here's what we dealt with last week. Alex and Bobby. They're in trouble, okay? They are on the Screaming Firehawk, formerly the Razorback, and they had to eject the core drive, and I can only assume are just now floating through space, kind of like space debris, and it stresses me out a great deal. So, aside from that, we have Naomi trapped on board whatever the hell ship Marco has. He's being Marco, although Philip is showing promise, like we could maybe turn him to the light side, the good side. Unclear. We also have Marco rigging the Rocinante, or having somebody do it for him because, it's Marco. And it almost blew up with my little Holden inside of it, and that would not have been okay with me. Luckily, Naomi saved Holden and figured out a way to get a message to him in time. Unfortunately, Naomi does not know this, and so she's really stressed out about that. We also have Amos stuck on Earth, where all of the shit has gone down with all of the comets, the rock pieces coming down that Marco hurled through at Earth. And he's with Clarissa, like, they're trying to get off Earth. Lots of stuff is happening, you guys. Lots of stuff is happening. We also have Kamina, who this makeup look is inspired by, agreeing to meet with Marco. So, just all of the characters that I love, which is most of the characters on this show, to be fair, are in danger. So I am worried, nervous, stressed, all of the above. Like, check.
I'm David Pastor.
We have met. You're Minister of the Interior?
Transportation, actually.
Okay.
I'm the new Acting Secretary General.
Sir.
No, please don't get up. Oh.
Oh, he's not used to space.
Your husband teaches at Columbia, doesn't he? Have you heard from him?
No, she hasn't. Girl, you're just
I will pull whatever strings I can to help locate him.
I spent my career designing package delivery systems. The only reason I got into Parliament is because I thought the person running the local transit authority was an idiot.
He didn't expect to become...
We were only able to beat back the attack because of you. I'd like you to join my provisional cabinet.
Yes.
Of course.
There might be something at the aid station.
There's police there. I don't want to go back to prison.
Oh, there's no prison to go back to. They'll probably just shoot you.
I don't want that either.
In that case, I'm thinking our best bet's Baltimore. I know some people there. The kind you want to be around in times like this.
Yeah. Oh no, are they being taken captive? Oh shit, she has her thingy. Her suit. Oh shit, they're retracting it.
Alex is trying to push off Paris!
Grenade is set!
Alex, I couldn't hold him! Are you back? You gotta get back! Now!
I'm coming!
Is it gonna blow up?
Emergency startup. Go!
So they still have some.
that, motherfuckers!
So they still have some juice.
So instead of a grand symbol of inner Belter unity destroyed along with half of Tycho, the Rocinante is underway in pursuit of the Zemea. Spade her.
No.
She betrayed us, gave aid to her enemies, tried to take my life.
I know, but
What?
is Naomi?
You will show her mercy.
I'll keep her in herself.
After what she nearly did
I'll
to
have
me.
to see her again, I
You
swear.
will do what I tell you to.
Do it yourself! If it has to be done, you can do it. Unless you think you can make me, Maybe I finally got old enough, huh?
Philip, the choice was yours to make. What would it be? No, don't look at him. I asked you.
Spare her life. Please.
My son has a kind heart.
That's not a bad thing, you freak. He went against him, though.
You deserve to die for what you did.
All right.
You think that's funny?
That means she knows that they lived.
I can tell my people are alright.
Your people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even think of our family as your own anymore.
I'm more sorry about that than you'll ever know. You ended millions of ordinary lives.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't felt the price of it yet, but someday you will. And you will realize what he's done to you.
He loves
He loves himself.
But you don't know anything about him.
I know he wouldn't die for you, but
Yeah.
he would let you die for him.
Mm-hmm.
I might have a dad somewhere I never met.
Do you want to?
Probably not.
Nope.
And does he actually exist at all? What about your mother?
She died young. I did have someone who tried to take care of me.
Lydia.
She died not too long ago.
She showed up. So she's a parent that actually existed. I don't mean to make light. I'm sure she's a really good person.
She lived like she was.
What does that mean?
There are ways that you can live a good life without being a good person.
I like that.
I don't have anything worth taking.
We're not robbers.
Just people on the road.
Take a seat if you want. Nice coat.
We're headed to Baltimore. Have you heard anything?
Did he know that guy?
Only that you'd be better off coming with me. I do have a little something we could drink.
I don't trust this guy. I don't trust him.
Not much, but take the edge off the cold.
Don't
No,
drink
thank you.
after him. Yeah.
We should get going.
I recommend you head due southways before you cut east. There's a guy that's fenced off a couple acres, and he's offering to shoot anyone who comes too close.
Is he talking about himself?
Thank you. We'll keep an eye out.
I don't trust this guy. The way he said nice coat is like he knows where it came from, right? Am I just being paranoid?
What's going on?
It's that guy.
Making sure he's not following us.
It's harmless.
Maybe.
No.
The thing about civilization is it keeps you civil. Get rid of one, you can't count on the other.
It's like you've done this before.
I grew up
Yes.
like this.
Yeah.
Everyone else is playing catch up.
Give me your weapon. Your temper precedes you.
If I refuse,
Then turn around and go back to your little ships as our enemy.
I don't like this woman.
Thank you for coming.
no throne
This is a war
for what you started.
for a war I won.
Is it over? I must have missed the inner's offer of surrender.
I knew there was a reason I liked you.
All
You
right,
know
creep.
who I liked.
That's easy to guess. Came here in his ship.
You know the song he sang when you space him? It wasn't fear. He used to sing it to his daughter. And to keep his mind steady in trying times.
A sentimental man.
You killed him, and you killed Fred.
They fought and lost and died because they betrayed all Belters to do the inner's bidding. I invite you to join the Free Navy. Add your strength, your reputation to ours.
Or else.
Or leave. Go in peace. I do not expect me to protect you.
The only reason we need protection is because of you. You have committed the entire belt to war with the Inners and made peace impossible.
I committed us to a future of our own. On our own terms.
On your terms. Let's be clear. She knows who that is.
Stay in.
Amos, are you gonna go over the fence? Hun?
If anything goes bad, run.
Amos? No, no, no.
Anyone there? I'm not disrespecting your property, sir. Just want to talk trade.
You stepped on my land.
I did, but I announced myself. I heard you had rifles.
And my son does too.
I got a water recycler. I just need something to hunt food on my way up north.
Where is the recycler?
Half a click south.
Stop where you are. Throw down your weapons.
I don't
He
have
doesn't
any
have any.
weapons. That's why I'm here.
Strip then.
What?
Stand where you are and strip down.
But it's cold outside. His feet are gonna be so cold. Have you ever stepped in snow in a sock? It's not great.
Now, unless you think I got a pistol up my ass, we both can agree I'm unarmed. Recycler's worth more than an extra rifle.
But I can go get that cycler myself. Don't need you.
I'm guessing that his son is like a prop and he's not real, or maybe he is, I don't know. But nobody shot them, so. Yeah.
Search Kylo.
Welcome aboard. Exchanging crew promotes unity throughout the Free Navy.
He's not crew, he's family.
Let me introduce you to mine. Philip.
She already knows who he is.
My son. This is Kamina Drama, a good friend of your mother. They were together on the Behemoth before Naomi left her to join her Inners.
And by doing so, saved every soul in the system.
I'd like to hear that story. Another time, perhaps. Make sure you tell Naomi where to find your Mangho son has become.
Is there anything you'd like me to tell your mother?
There's no need. I can tell. No.
Oh!
Good to see you. As always, Jama.
He just gave it away. Philip.
Tell me about the Behemoth. Tell me.
I'm scared.
Why did we come here?
We needed better supplies and rest, and this is where all those things were.
Does it bother you?
No,
Yeah, the guy was a creep, but if he hadn't been, would we have done something different?
we needed supplies.
We went out of our way to murder someone and take his stuff just because we needed it. It's not the kind of thing good people do. Not even bad people trying to live like good ones.
Yeah. Holden never would have approved a move like that.
He's back in survival mode though.
I need to get back to my crew.
Oh. He needs their moral compass. Damn it. Oh, why he's gotta end like that? It's got me in the feels. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, you guys. So that was it was such a good episode. Okay, I'm so excited. So I feel like but I want to try to talk about it in like a rational and concise way. So we're gonna see how much of that goal that I actually accomplished. All right, so we ended with Amos, and since that is very fresh on my mind, I think that we should talk about Amos and Clarissa and their journey to Baltimore. So they are trekking along, trying to get to Baltimore because Amos knows people in Baltimore, aka Eric, that can help him get where he needs to go, which he needs to go to space, to the Rocinante, to Holden and everybody, because, you know, lots of shit is going down and Amos needs to be a part of it. But right now he is on Earth, and him and Clarissa couldn't stop at the one relief camp, right? Because there were cops there. And I wonder if Amos also couldn't stop there. Like, obviously they couldn't stop because of Clarissa. But Eric, I think, said that if Amos gets arrested, then his ID won't hold, right? Because it's a fake ID. And I'm just curious as to how thorough a check at a place like that would be. Like, would the cops feel the need to check Amos? Would their check be thorough enough to detect that his ID is fake? Would that then get him and Clarissa into trouble? You know, I don't know the parameters of how thorough his ID is. Obviously, it's gotten him this far, like, in space and everything, but maybe Earth is a different story? Is Earth right now a different story, though? Because, again, lots of shit going down. So, I don't know. Going off of that, though, they found a dead guy, and then they ran into that guy in the woods. And I'm guessing that that guy in the woods is supposed to be, like, a red herring, that he's very sus, so we're very suspicious of him because he's acting really weird. Like, he says, I don't know, he just has this weird demeanor, and then he tells Clarissa, like, oh, nice jacket, which we know that she got from the dead guy, which kind of makes us, the audience, link this guy and the dead guy. And he offers them a drink, which the way that he does what he's doing is what's suspicious. And Amos is suspicious of him, so that sort of solidifies our suspicion of him as the audience, because Amos is good at reading people, and so if he's suspicious, then we feel validated in our suspicion of him. And I just really liked what Amos said as well, that when civilization kind of ceases to exist, then people don't have to be civil, right? Some people are thriving in the lack of civilization because it's an excuse for them, I guess, to give in to their baser instincts, right? And that's what it made that guy seem like. And then, of course, they went to the property where that guy was defending his property, and he was definitely strange, and he was going to kill Amos for no reason. And so I don't feel bad that he ended up getting killed by Clarissa, because obviously I'm Team Amos, and, like, you threaten Amos, then, like, whatever happens to you at that point, in my opinion. So, yeah. But I do think that the conversation that it brought out between Clarissa and Amos was really interesting, right? Because I think that Amos is operating in survival mode. He's not thinking of morality or what he should do or what he's supposed to do or what a good person would do or, you know, what would Holden do. And he didn't really consider that until after, when Clarissa is like, you know, that's not really what a good person does, or like even what somebody pretending to be a good person does. What we've done, we went out of our way to come here, and this guy died as a result of that. Regardless of whether or not he deserved it, it was self-defense ultimately, but they put themselves in that position, is what she's saying, right? And It is interesting because I don't think that Amos realized that he was operating in survival mode again until she sort of pointed that out to him. And then he's like, oh, you're right. Like, I need to get back to Holden. Like, Holden would never approve of something like that. He would never approve of the mission, I think is what he said, right? And it's just a really interesting way to put it. And I love that. I don't know. Is it weird that I so much enjoy that Amos does base his decisions on the morality of people like Holden and people that he holds in high esteem? I don't know if that's a weird thing to appreciate about a character, but I do really like it. And I love Holden and Amos's friendship, brothership, relationship, whatever you want to call it. I really hold it very close to my heart. I love them so much together. And I don't know, it's such a fascinating thing, right? I need to stop saying the word right. It's so fascinating to me that Amos is such an interesting character, and he has made strides to be more in touch with himself and his emotions and who he is, but he operated in survival mode for so long that it's the default for him. And so he defaulted back to it when he needed to, and he was right back in survival mode. He's on Earth 1. He was in Baltimore. Now he's literally trying to survive on Earth by himself with just Clarissa, and he defaults back to what he understands and what he knows, and that's how to survive, how to shut everything else off and just survive. And I mean, it's obviously indicative of the trauma that he suffered as a child, which now we have sort of had confirmed, I guess. Like, my suspicions of what the trauma he suffered have been confirmed. And I'm very much not surprised that Amos became who Amos is due to that trauma. And, you know, I do think that Amos would benefit from some very intensive trauma therapy. I'm not sure that his therapist would benefit from it, because I'm not sure that he would take well to it. But it would be cool to see a character like Amos get therapy and start to heal from his trauma. Of course, I don't think that that's the way that they're going to go. I think that him finding a family and Holden and Naomi and Alex, and I'm going to make myself cry, but I think that him finally finding a place to belong and people who give a shit about him like they do, I think is Amos's version of therapy, right? It's what he needed to get out of survival mode and to start to look at things in a different way. And so being away from them for so long and back to the place and the planet that caused all of his trauma is putting him back into survival mode. And I appreciate the writing of that because it makes total sense. I appreciate the character regression of that because it makes total sense. And I just, as always, would like to applaud the writers of this incredible show and the actors for the way they portray these characters, because it's refreshing and it's nice, because all of the progression that Amos had with Holden and them, it makes sense that it would start to go away when he's back in the place where the trauma happened and he's by himself and he only has himself again, like he did when he was a kid, to rely on, because Lydia's gone. And yeah, I don't know. I have rambled a really long time about this, and there's so much more to talk about in this episode, so I'm gonna stop there. But I love the writing of this show. I could talk about it forever, but I will not, because I don't want to bore you guys. Not that I would be bored. I mean, the writing itself, brilliant. Me talking about the writing forever, probably boring. Moving on. A smaller thing that happened in this episode that was also really interesting was that Christian is now on the Secretary General, who used to be the Interior Transportation guy, I think. Secretary of the Interior Transportation? He did something with transportation. I don't know. Anyway, she is now on his cabinet because he understands the value that Christian possesses and that her knowledge and expertise has. So, I'm not going to ramble about this for too long. I love that she's on the cabinet. She had to like put her mask back on to go out and help. She still doesn't know where her husband is. Luckily, her children, or her daughter and her grandchildren, are safe and they are on a shuttle off of Earth. And yeah, I'm glad that she's getting the respect that she deserves. I'm glad that she's been given an opportunity to use her expertise. And I hope that we can stop Marco. And I say we because I am invested, not because I have anything to do with it, obviously. Okay, so the next two things that I want to talk about are Philip and Marco and Naomi, and also Kamina and Marco and all of that stuff. So, how can I talk about this? Sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to talk about all of this stuff because it's all interconnected with everybody. So, I think we'll start with the scene between Marco and Philip and Sen, who I did finally learn that older guy's name. It is Sen, apparently. And I found that scene really interesting because, so Marco was upset that Naomi had foiled his plan to blow up the Rocinante and use it as this example of what the belt is capable of and what Earth is losing, because obviously Holden and the crew of the Rocinante are very instrumental and have been very instrumental in saving the Earth multiple times. And Marco wants to blot out hope. I don't really know how to say it. He said it in the episode, but I can't remember the exact words that he used. So Marco said to space Naomi. He told Sen or Philip to do it, right? And obviously they refused, and I love them for that. And here's the thing, though. I didn't think about this until the other lady, who is now on Kamina's ship, asked Marco, or talked to Marco. She was like, would you really have spaced Naomi? And I was like, yeah, of course he would. He's evil. But she kind of brought up an interesting point, and she said, like, oh, next time ask me. And Marco, I think, knows Philip and Sen enough to know that they would say no, right? Now, I do think it was a test to sort of test their loyalty, just test their loyalty to him, yeah. And I think that they failed that test. But I also think that he doesn't want Naomi killed, so they passed the test in a way as well. It's very strange now that I think about it, because I also think that Marco did what he did in regards to Kamina and Naomi and Philip purposefully to sort of poke and jab at Kamina that he has Naomi, right? Because I think he knew Philip would give it away, and he wants to antagonize Kamina. He wants to, like, poke the bear because he knows that she doesn't want to make this deal in the first place. He knows that she knows what he did to Ashford. He knows how close she is to Ashford, or was to Ashford, and he knows how close she is to Naomi. And he's just trying to poke and poke and poke until he can provoke a reaction out of her. And I think that that's why he sent that one lady onto her ship. And I don't trust him at all. Like, obviously, that's sort of a given, right? But he is smart, is the thing, right? I kind of wish he was stupid. But Marco is a very intelligent villain, and he's a very intelligent villain, because he forces the belt into a war that they have no choice but to fight, because either he'll kill you if you don't join him, or Earth will kill you because he won't protect you, right? And Earth is going to view the belt as, I don't know why I'm pointing myself, I would probably be a belter, TBH, but Earth is going to view the belt as the bad guys, and they're not really going to care if you're with Marco because, you know, that's what war is, and hatred and blah, blah, blah. And yeah. And then he also takes one of your people onto his ship so that, like he did with Black Sky and, oh, I forget the name of the other faction, but that, and then now with Kamina's, he takes somebody onto his ship that is like a security policy, right? It's like a ward or a tribute, as he kind of called it, right? It's his guarantee that you're not going to fuck him over because he has somebody that you care about that he can just space or do whatever to if you decide to do that. So it's annoying because I really hate Marco as a character. I think he's despicable and I hate his smug little face. But the actor plays him perfectly, Keon Alexander, I believe, and the character is just so well written. And okay, this is what's annoying, is that sometimes he makes sense, right? And you're like, I can almost agree with you because in a way I understand where you're coming from. Your methods are where we're clashing, dude. You killed 2 million people at least, and that's just, I just can't agree with that. But I think it's the mark of a great villain that, I mean, he killed Ashford too, which like is just as bad to me, but it's not just as bad, but I loved Ashford. And yeah, I think that the thing is though, the mark of a great villain, what I was gonna say was that you almost want to agree with him because he's making sense, but it's just his methods that I think are so fucked up and that I cannot agree with. All of that being said, do you think, and this is a rhetorical question, please don't answer it because I don't want to get spoiled on like the last few episodes of the season, but I want Philip to be genuine, right? I want his desire to get to know Naomi, to give a shit about her, to care about her, to be genuine. But that scene where Marco is watching him talk about the behemoth to Naomi, Marco is smart enough to play it this way. So I just wonder if he's planting Philip to gain Naomi's trust and then like staging these arguments and headbutts with each other. And then him and Philip are going to use that in some way against everybody. I just don't know. Or is Philip oblivious, but he's being used by Marco because Marco is smart and he understands that his in with Naomi is Philip. And he knows that he could never get in with her because she hates him too much to give away any sort of information. Yet Philip could get that information. So is Philip being used without his knowledge by Marco? Or is Philip being used with his knowledge by Marco? Or is he not being used, but Marco is just taking advantage of the fact that he can look into that room and see what's being discussed? And is he like now worrying about whether or not he has to worry about Philip joining Naomi's side? There's a lot of possibilities here. I hope that Philip is just genuine and he actually just wants to get to know his mom and he can be turned and all of that stuff. That's what I hope. But I'm wary to trust because I feel like Expanse is a tricky show and they could be tricking me. And I'm scared about it. I'm scared. Also, we need to talk about the fact that at the end, Marco is planning to intercept the Rocinante on the way to the Zemea, which I feel like is going to happen in like 2 or 3 episodes, and then they're going to like cliffhanger the whole season, and I'm going to be stressed for however long it is until season 6. So a little bit, I'm pre-stressing about the fact that they might later stress me out. That's what this show does, you guys. It just, it gets in my head, and I can't get it out, and I don't want to, but anyway, I'm worried about what Kamina is gonna do with her confrontation with Marco, with her decision to join. I don't think that she's just joining for the sake of joining. I think that she has a bigger picture plan in place, and I don't think that she's just going to fight with Marco, and I don't think that she is going to leave Naomi on that ship when I think that she knows that she's there. I don't know, you guys, I'm just worried about all of these characters that I love. Like, I'm really scared I'm gonna lose somebody, and I don't want to lose anybody, and I just love so many characters, and it's scary. It's scary. Also, I cannot believe I almost forgot to talk about Alex and Bobby. They have fought off that one ship and then zoomed off into space. So they do still have some control and some thrust power, some sort of maneuvering abilities. So that makes me feel a little bit better about their situation. I thought that when they dropped the core drive or whatever, that they were just going to be like space debris and they weren't going to have any ability to move or call out or anything like that. But that does not seem to be the case, which is comforting. All right, you guys, so I think that after all of that, I am finally done rambling. I could keep talking, to be quite honest with you, but I will spare you guys that. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I so much appreciate it. You have made my Expanse journey so much better by talking to me about it in the comments. I don't always respond, I know, but I do read them all, and I appreciate you guys and your additions to the conversation of the Expanse. As always, if you want to watch the next episode, you can right now over on Patreon, which is linked in the description below. If you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe. There's literally no pressure though. If you don't, that's fine. I totally understand. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So until next time, bye guys.